Hello everyone, this is Josh from Courageous Builders. This is where we teach you how to do your own projects so that you can save a lot of money. Today we're going to be installing a bathroom exhaust fan. Should be pretty easy. We'll go with it step by step, and by the end you'll be able to do it yourself. Come on, let's get to work. So we're going to be installing this bathroom fan. This is a Utilitech. It is 80 cubic feet per minute, which is good for a medium-sized bathroom, approximately 80 to 100 square feet. Let's open it up and see what we have. Instruction manual, screws. This is the cover with an LED light. So this is going to be exposed. This is going to be your finished product below the sheetrock. We have a built-in LED light. And inside we have the actual fan. This is an adapter for your 4-inch exhaust. And we have the actual fan itself. This is a very robust fan, very, very heavy from ones I've put in the past. This is where your exhaust adapter will fit. And here's your electrical connection. We're going to be removing this and we'll be hooking this up later when we do our rough-in electrical. So the first thing you want to do is you want to find the center of your bathroom, because every light fixture that comes through the sheetrock looks the best when it is center of the room. Now, this bathroom is approximately 60 inches wide, so we will need to set our bathroom fan at 30 inches center of the fan. In our case, this works out really good because this truss is 26 inches to the edge. So if we add 4 inches to that, that'll give us our 30 inches. The fan's approximately 8 inches wide, so we're going to be dead center if we nail to this truss. These bathroom fans have little pop-outs right here, and this is for your 1/2-inch sheetrock depth. So if you bend these down, take a screwdriver, put it behind it, push it just a little, and bend down these little tabs, like so. And what this is going to do, this is already measured from the factory to have 1/2 inch from the bottom to this flange. And what that's for is your 1/2-inch sheetrock. So we're going to nail this flange to the bottom of the truss, which will leave this sticking down 1/2 inch, so that when you hang your 1/2-inch sheetrock, it will be flush all the way across, giving you a nice, clean look. We now have our fan mounted. Those GRK screws worked really well, by the way. As you can see here, they pull tight against the metal, and this is rock solid. I can't move this at all. We did allow for our 1/2 inch below by pulling the little tabs down, and this will allow for our sheetrock to come to this nice finished edge. Now, we're going to install the adapter. This is a 4-inch adapter. Now, be sure and remove this little piece of paper. Like so. This little piece of paper is to hold this flap in place during shipping. If you forget to take that piece of paper off, you're going to install your fan, and when you go to cut it on, it's not going to go anywhere. The air will not move because this will be closed and held in by that little piece of tape. Now, we're going to install this. If you can see here, there's a little lip at the top. This is made to go down on top of the fan. Very easy. Here is where we're going to attach our 4-inch pipe. For our exhaust, we're gonna be using 4-inch rigid pipe. I do prefer to use the flexible aluminum pipe, much like an accordion. However, in the area that I am in, you're only allowed to run that 8 feet. We're gonna be running approximately 12 feet. So we're a little over that. I do recommend that you check with your local building code and see what works best for your area. We're gonna take this 4-inch pipe and we're going to install it over the end of this adapter. There we go, super easy. Now, to connect that, we're gonna be using foil tape. Now, it's also very important that if you're going to be inspecting your area, you need this label, Underwriter Laboratories. That means this has been inspected and has been approved by the National Building Code. Your inspectors will look for that UL symbol on your tape, so be sure and check that. It's a little more expensive than the non-inspected tape, but you gotta have it to pass inspection. This tape is very sticky. It has a piece of paper on the back, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna pull the piece of paper off, like so. And you wanna get a piece probably about 7 or 8 inches, maybe 9 inches. And it tears very easy, no tools required. It is literally just that easy. This is very sticky, and be careful not to cut yourself. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna place it on this fitting like so, and we're gonna wrap it around to the other side. Be sure and keep your wires out of the way. And now we have formed a complete circle. We're gonna mash it down really good, really tight. And now we have a beautiful seam right here that will pass inspection. What you're seeing here is the top of the exhaust fan. And I noticed when I was hooking this up and putting the tape around it, it felt very loose right here. And I don't know if you can see that. Do you see how that's very loose? I can actually push it back down with one finger. We don't want that. That could come off while we're doing our installation, or if someone's walking up here, they can accidentally kick it and knock it off. So we're gonna secure that. I'm gonna take a little piece of this foil tape. I'm gonna put it just like so, right across the top of that adapter. Mash it all down. And as you can see, solid. You may want to check this before you do yours also. So now we have our pipe connected to our adapter. And then I've also ran the pipe 8 feet out. This is a back porch. And we have to run it all the way to that eave and then down. Now, in full transparency, here on Courageous Builders, we're completely transparent. I did go out there and nail 2 2x4s for the pipe to hold up, approximately 4 feet, and then 4 feet to the next one also, which is required by code. I really wanted to get it on film, but quite frankly, it's 15 feet off the ground, and I had to do it on scaffolding, and I just could not think of a good way to get the ladder up there to get it. So, did do that part off camera. I apologize. We're gonna go outside, and we're gonna climb up the scaffolding, and we're gonna connect the last connection needed. So now we've ran our exhaust within 3 feet of the eave. We're gonna go through the soffit with this flexible pipe. And the reason we're doing that is because this pipe is rigid. And when you're putting your soffit in and you go to install the vent, you have to push it up into the soffit, secure it. Well, it would be almost impossible to do that with this rigid pipe. So what we do is we go within 3 feet, and then we connect this flexible pipe with the exact same tape we were using earlier. This will provide a much safer connection so that in the future, when we're doing our soffit, we can push it up and down and adjust it as needed. We have now completed our exhaust line. Above me, you see the rigid 4-inch pipe. And then you're gonna see here, it transitions to the flexible pipe. And in case you noticed, I did put 2 layers of tape on this one, just because that flexible pipe can be quite frustrating trying to get it onto rigid pipe. So you may need to take your time, do a really good job. And I suggest putting 2 layers of tape on it. That way you will ensure it will not come off in the future. But here, we have it ran to the eave. And it's going to come out so that when we do our soffit, we will connect our adapter here to the end of our exhaust vent. We have now completed the installation of our bathroom exhaust fan with light. There is one more step I do recommend, and that is take the finished product, the light and the exhaust fan, and we're going to put it inside the original box that it came in. Close up your box. And then I suggest putting it in the tub. And as you'll see here, we have the finished product for our bath tub valve here. And then we have our exhaust fan here. And what that does is that allows us a nice place to keep them where they won't get lost. And it'll protect our finished product from sheetrock mud when finishing the sheetrock. We are now finished with the installation of our exhaust fan with light in our new construction bathroom. It was very easy. It only took approximately 45 minutes to complete. For the cost, the bath fan was $60. 2 pieces of 4-inch rigid pipe was exactly $30. 1 piece of flexible pipe was exactly $8. A few pieces of tape here and there and 2 2x4s I had laying around the job site, 10, 15 bucks. All in all, was approximately $100 to $110 and 45 minutes of my time. A contractor would have charged you $400, $500, $600 to do this and would have pocketed the money. I'm here to teach you how to do things for yourself so that you can save a lot of money. Until next time, let's keep working.